Hey guys, welcome back to Get Bakin. Today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to make my favorite meal, Ash's pasta. Okay guys, let's do a haul. You're going to need one yellow onion, sweet onion, an onion, whatever you can find. You're going to need a crap load of Parmesan cheese. Because who doesn't love Parmesan cheese? That's how you're gonna make your Alfredo sauce. Also, to make your Alfredo sauce, you're gonna need heavy whipping cream. You probably don't need this much, but I got that much. Meat-wise, lots of people do chicken Alfredo. Have you tried it with Italian sausage? No, you haven't. But, you know what's better than just Italian sausage? Spicy Italian sausage. We couldn't find any at the store, so we're gonna show you guys how to make your Italian sausage spicy. You go need some butter. Caramelize your onions the right way. Use some butter. Spinach, get your greens in, Popeyes, and then your pasta of choice. I think the best way to eat this is with orzo, but if you like your Alfredo to get all up in the noodle, get some penne. You're gonna need an oil of choice. I like olive oil, but we also got avocado oil, and you're gonna need an array of spices. Spices are up to you. You wanna spice it up with your heart. But the one non-negotiable spice that you need for this recipe, what makes it taste oh so good, caramelized onion butter seasoning. Get it? I got 2 of them. Come to my house, I'll give you one. Don't come to my house. Yeah, so that's all you're gonna need for this recipe. And also if you want a side quest like we're gonna do in today's episode, you're gonna want a bag of onion rings. Thank you. Step 1, prep your onion. When you're cutting your onion, what I like to do is to cut off both ends. These are the nasty parts that you don't really want. If you have a sink with 2 sides in it, use one for trash, you can clean it up later. And then I like to do a little slice down the side of the onion so you can get the skin off, and it will peel off in one go. I also kind of like to take another layer off with the onion, just in case it's dirty. Evan, do you have something you'd like to say?
No.
Okay, for preface, I did wash my hands before this, so we're all good. There's multiple ways you can chop onions. We're not dicing them, we're going to get slivers of onions. Okay, so once you've peeled your onion, you're going to slice it in half. What you're going to see here, little divots in your onion. Think of these as like a guideline. This is going to give you the perfect slivers. Take your knife and just cut against the lines. This is going to give you not too thick of a slice and not too thin either. I like to be able to have the texture of a caramelized onion. I feel like if you dice it, it becomes mush. You probably don't need a full onion. I'd say use a half if you're doing the amount that I'm doing. But if you are an onion fanatic, go for it. Do a whole onion. As you're cutting, you see it cuts these little ribbons of onions. They fall off in their own layers. Super easy to work with. You're not making a huge mess trying to dice a crap load of onions. Oh, don't cut yourself. And then just, continue to follow them until you get to the end of your onion. Your onion will start to fall apart the closer you get to the edge of it, because you're cutting it away. And then once you can't cut anymore, you stop so you don't hurt yourself. We're gonna start caramelizing these first. It takes a while. If you want to properly caramelize an onion, do it low and slow, or you're gonna just burn it. Okay guys, we've gone ahead and cut up all of our onions. Next, you're gonna wanna add a knob of butter to your pot. I'm thinking like maybe a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of butter to do. Like yay or so. And I put the pot, I'm heating it up, it's on 4 on the oven, or if you want to do like medium-low heat. Let that melt, and then you can throw your onions into the pot. Then we can put together a seasoning mixture. Also, The butter is still melting, so we're gonna wait until it's all melted. Your olive oil. Okay, so we're gonna be adding some red pepper flakes to our caramelized onion, just so you know, kind of season it up a little bit, get a little spicy. Get a little spicy. This, you always measure with your heart. If something says 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon, don't listen to it, measure with your heart. It's all about how you feel. It's about what you want, it's not about what they want. Okay guys, now that your butter is mostly melted, we've added the red pepper flakes and olive oil, you're good to go ahead and throw your onions in. You can cover them if you want, sweat them out a little bit, or you can just cook them on low until they get soft. Hey guys, so I thought we'd just do something a little fun while we're waiting, so, you know, we don't waste any time here. Here's this pot. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna boil some water in here. ASMR? Okay. You're gonna wanna fill this about halfway with water. We're using orzo today. We have a smallish package of orzo. You're not gonna add all of this because we know pasta grows in water. Now that you filled your pot with water, you're gonna wanna put it on the stove. You can turn it to whatever heat you want, but I recommend medium-high. Why don't you come over here? You always wanna salt your pasta water. Adds more flavor, and you can generously salt your pasta water. And I always like to add a little bit of oil in there. Don't ask me why, I don't know, I just saw it on TikTok. Pasta. Good Lord. Like that much. And you want to drop a piece on the floor too. My potatoes! So if you're cooking them and you realize your heat's too high, turn it down. We like a little crisp on our onions. What? I was looking at them. What are you laughing at?
So
Oh my God, read. Make sure to turn on the stove when you're boiling your water. And don't put the pasta in before it's boiling. I put mine on 8 because I'm impatient. Okay. So you want your onions to become translucent. You see those burnt parts? That's flavor. That's not burnt, it's flavor. They're nice and limp and they're transparent, which is what you want. I'm gonna probably turn the heat down to about a 1.5. You want it to be really low. This is going to keep them to get even softer, almost like a jammy consistency, which is what you want. Onions have caramelized, you see that? You see that, guys? That's caramelized. You want to take them off because we're going to be using this pot to cook our meat. You want to keep all that good stuff in there. That's going to be flavor. So we're going to cook our meat now. The pan is already hot. You don't want to burn your meat by putting it in. So keep the heat on medium-low. You're going to want to unwrap your meat. We're using Italian sausage.
The meat.
You can go ahead and throw this in your pan. It's going to make a big plop, so step back afterwards. Okay. And spatula, you're going to chop this up. You want this to be nice and fine and crumbly. So you're going to chop up your meat while it cooks, and then we'll add seasoning when it's about halfway cooked. Once you've chopped up your meat enough, you are good to just let it cook. It's going to take a couple minutes to fully brown, but that doesn't mean it's cooked on the inside, so you want to keep cooking it because you can't eat raw pork. 2 teaspoons of our seasoning mix. Guys, we're going to remove the meat from the heat. Get it? Because it rhymed. Wait, I forgot. You can actually just leave this in here and take it off the heat and put the onions back in with it. We're gonna be building our sauce in this pot. You want all that flavor. And let it sit until your pasta's boiled, and then we kind of just make it all in the one pot. Guys, the water is now at a rolling boil. A rolling boil means a boil you cannot stop by stirring it. Then you want to add your pasta in. We're going to just use the pasta I accidentally put in earlier when it wasn't boiling because we don't have any more. We're going to start making our sauce because our pasta is going to be done in a couple minutes. And we want to not boil the milk too fast. Well, you don't want to boil the milk at all. You just want to make it warm enough that it'll melt the cheese. Measure with your heart here. I'm gonna start there. Turn the heat on to like medium heat. Let it warm up. And then you can start adding your cheese. You're probably thinking this is like gonna kill you, right? It might. With goodness. You need paprika in every dish. Continue to test taste your pasta. If you like it al dente, do it about 2 to 3 minutes less than you would typically do your pasta to get it perfectly cooked. I'm gonna add cheese. So when it starts to heat up, it'll melt. If you have about this size container, which is 10 ounces, add 5 ounces. And you can add more later, but you can't take away. And if it gets too stringy, you have to add more heavy cream. It's kind of just like, it's not like a science or anything. You just kind of have to figure it out as you go. The last step that we're gonna do is add the spinach in, and that will wilt with the heat. You're gonna cover it and it'll get all wilted. But we can add the remainder of our seasoning mix now to the sauce. Just a little dump, like so, like that. You're gonna strain the pasta now. You're gonna turn off your burner first. Don't pour the pasta water on yourself like I just did. I'm gonna fill this up with a little bit more water to get the remaining pasta off the bottom. And then the pasta that's stuck to the bottom, you're gonna scrape off with a spoon. There you go, you got orzo. See, if this was gonna sit for a long time in the strainer, you would want to add olive oil in a bowl with your pasta to keep it from sticking together. But we're not going to be holding it that long on the side. We're actually going to add it right now and combine it with everything. This is basically a one pot pasta dish. Like, that's essentially what you're doing, is just like making everything in one pot, minus the pot for boiling the pasta, which you could do in the same pot as well. It would just, you know, take a little bit longer. Now you're gonna wanna add your spinach. Cool. Rip a hole in it. 2 spoons or handfuls of spinach. When it wilts down a lot. It's gonna become quite small. Just mix it into the pasta, and then I'm gonna cover it. You're gonna wanna cover that, let it steam the spinach, and let it do its thing. Before you serve for people, make sure to taste test it first to see what you need to add, because sometimes you need to add more seasoning. Okay, now you're gonna wanna serve it. Get your prettiest bowl. And you're gonna wanna do some generous scoops of this in the bowl. So like that. Okay, and there you go. You guys got a delicious one pot pasta that you can make for any event. It's on a budget. This cost no more than $34. Go make you some, give it a try, and let us know what you think. You killed it. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's great, dude.
I was gonna being hot, so it's also hot, if you know what I mean. 10 out of 10.
What do we think, guys?
It's good.
Very good.
Yeah, how'd you like? Good. Well, that was today's episode of Get Bakin. Make sure to tune in next time for more. Thanks for joining us. Bye!
Yeah.